Hello guys, welcome back to Python series of basics, and today's lecture is a bit different compared to earlier one because today we're going to talk about the practical approach of Python. How do we approach for a practical problem when we are facing some practical problem? And for that I'm going to use Codecademy.com. So without wasting any more time, let's directly jump to Codecademy.com. So as you guys see right now, I'm in the Codecademy.com panel, and from here you just have to directly click that second link and it will redirect you to that Codecademy.com panel where you just have to sign up and all is working the way I'm working. So in the Codecademy.com panel, you're seeing that this is subdivided into three parts: the right, middle, and left. The left one section consists of instructions related to a particular question, whatever they're gonna ask. So initially they begin with the Python syntax. So they told each and everything, whatever the question. So basically it's a theoretical portion. First they explain what you really need to do and how you're going to do it. So they all explain each and everything. Then in the instruction section, they're going to ask you the right kind of question. So here they are asking the print statement, and this is the right question that you have to be attempt in the middle one section. So, and if you go a bit down more, and you'll see they provide a hint section where in case if you got stuck somewhere, they'll get you hint over there. So similarly, there's a one community forum where you can get a lot much more about Python, why you should learn it, and what so many different things about Python. Now let's come to the middle one. So middle one is a editor section. Here you're gonna write down your code. So whatever they ask in a question, you will have to put down in the code in the middle one, and the right one output that whole particular thing, and the right one is output that whole particular thing according to the code. So this is all about the Codecademy.com. So in this side, we're gonna attempt 14 questions today. So as you see right now in the section Python syntax, so all these 14 questions are basically related to the basics of Python that we already discussed in previous lectures. So as you see right now, there is a 14 questions that consist in that particular panel. So without wasting any more time, let's likely move to first question. So here the hello word, and let's go down. And by the way, you read down that whole particular thing, theoretical portion, because it really give you idea. And as a beginner, it really helpful for you that how all those things are working, and it really give you some ideology regarding a particular question they're gonna ask. So let's move to the question, and they're saying that using print statement output a message. They're saying print statement, not a function. So that means they're asking about Python 2. So we're gonna use the print statement, means print, and then we put a particular string within quotation mark. Let's say hello, and let's run it. In the down section you'll see there's a run button. When we click that, it will be directly redirect you to the right one. Here the output is hello, and when all the codes are working, then the next button turns to yellow, otherwise it's not gonna be yellow. So I'll click the next one. It will redirect us to a next question. So next one is print statement. So they basically talk about print statement and function. By the way, read that particular thing again, I'm saying you. So let's actually move to the question saying print something using Python 3 syntax. Means we're gonna print something using Python 3. So we say print, and within parentheses we're gonna put down our string, say hello again. So again, let's run it, and if it is working, then the next button turns to yellow. So output is coming, means it is working. Let's click that. So here we go. The next one is related to a string. So a string is basically, we already talk about each and every part. Don't even think so we're talking something new. But the thing is that it's a practical approach. So a string is basically whatever we're gonna put within double quotation mark, that's a string. So they'll explain each and everything, and then they ask you have to be attempt that particular question. And they're saying that try adding your name to the print statement with a plus operator, so that this Python program prints hello plus your name. So we're gonna add a name to a particular string, and then we run it. Let's see. So here print is a statement with a string called hello. Now we're gonna add another string, but it needs to be a string. So we say this is my name, and I'll run it. Now it will output hello Vikram. So this is working. See, the next turns to yellow. Let's move to the next one, and next one is error handling. So here they first explain what is error handling and what kind of error you may face. So let's directly bend to the instruction portion, and over here. So they're saying that we have written two print statement, means these two. They're talking about these two print statements, and one has a mismatched quotation mark and other has no quotation mark. So basically they are saying that they are printing two strings, but there's a two error in those two strings. Let's try out and let's configure these two strings and let's print them correctly. So here in the first statement we are saying print how you make hot dogs stand. Okay, so they begin that string with a double quotation mark but end it with a single one. So we replace that single one with a double one, and let's move to the next one. Here there's no quotation mark is present, so we'll put that string within those quotation marks and let's run them. So let's run it and see it is working. Both the string in the output panel and next turns to yellow, so all those things are working. So let's move to the next one. Next one is our variable. So whatever value we'll put in that variable, they will explain each and everything about that. So let's move to the instruction, and they're saying that create a variable called today's date. By the way, there's a one thing I really want to tell you, that you really have to make sure that you don't even change any character instead of something else. Means whatever they are asking you to do, just do that particular thing. Don't even introduce anything extra or anything less from your side. So I'm going to tell you right now pretty soon what kind of error you can get, or if you try to twist something that they are really saying but you're trying to do something different. So I'm going to say, so according to that, so let's create a variable called today's date, and date and equivalent to assign a date of today. So we'll assign it again, let's say within a string, say 1st October 2018. So let's run it and see is it working or it's not. So we'll assign today's date to that particular variable called today's date. By the way, we'll put data while see it's not working, so we really have to put that date and again let's run it. Yeah, it is working. So next is turns to yellow, means it is working. So let's move to the next question, and next one is related to arithmetic. So here they talk about some arithmetic operations. So let's move to the question part. They are saying that multiply together two numbers and assign the result in a variable called product. So we're gonna create a variable called product and we'll multiply two numbers to that variable, say 5 multiplication 4, and let's run it. So this question basically consists of two parts. So next part is open now, and they're saying that what is the remainder when 1398 is divided by 11, and save that result in a variable called remainder. So let me create another variable called remainder and equivalent to 13, divide this with 11 and let's run it. See, if in case if you stuck somewhere in that particular code, then you can do what? You just click that get hint portion and it will shows you what kind of right approach you should really need to go for that question. And probably so many times you will stuck because it is pretty character sensitive, and trust me, I commit so many character mistakes. Even I've introduced some kind of extra space, then it didn't work. So it's really hackle thing. So try out by yourself. In case if you stuck somewhere, just try to go for hint portion. So let's move to the next one, and next one is the seventh one called updating the variable. So in this we have to update the variable. But we already talked about updating the variable means first we assign a value. If you reassign a value, that means this variable is gonna update it. So if you really want to know more about that, then please refer that particular theoretical portion where they explain how you can update the variable. So let's move to the question part, and they're saying we are trying to figure out how much rainfall in the past year. So update the annual rainfall variable to include the values from September to December. So here there's a whole data is given, and in this data they contain rainfall from January till the December. So from January to August. Now we have to update that rainfall till the December. So what are we gonna do? So we're gonna try out that very same approach, but instead of adding one particular rainfall, we're gonna add the series of rainfall from September, October till the December. Annual rainfall and addition and equivalent. By the way, I'm going to tell you what this addition symbol is going to do. So I'm going to put the all rainfall in addition from September till the December. So let me put the values. So I'm going to add down all the values of rainfall from September till the December. So I'll put all the values in addition. Say 5.16 addition. Next one is 7.20 addition, and next one is 5.066. and next one is 4.06. So here we do what? Here the annual rainfall contains the value till the August. So by addition means we add the value from January till the August, and then we add the value till the December. So we gonna create a loop from January till the December. So this is how all these values gonna add it, and the whole rainfall from January till the December gonna come out. So let me run it. So this is how we are all getting. So we'll add all the rainfall together and run it, so all is working. Let's print that annual rainfall. By the way, they're not asking, but still we are doing it. So let's run it again and let's print the whole rainfall from January till the December. 42.21. So this is the exact rainfall that we want. Okay, next move to the next section, that is comment. So how do we add a comment? By the way, I already talked about a lot that highlight all the portion and press Alt F3. So this is how we create a comment in our previous lectures. Now let's talk about here. So let's back to the directory instruction portion. They are saying add a comment above a declaration of city pop. So here's a variable called city pop, and above that we're gonna add a comment. So for that, let's add a has, and whatever thing you wanna put, you'll put it. Say it so very well. Okay, let's run it. So this is how we add a comment, and almost each and everything seems pretty easy, but there's so many mistakes you could commit. So try out by yourself, because practicing makes you better and gives you some kind of confidence. So let's move to the next one. The next one called is the number. So here we're gonna talk about numbers. So here let's move to the instruction, and they're saying you are going for shopping. By the way, I love shopping. So let's make a grocery list so that you can plan your budget. Okay, so store the number of cucumbers you want to buy in a variable called cucumber. So let's create a variable cucumbers and equivalent to the number of cucumber we want to purchase, but it should be at least 1. So we'll say 5. Now let's run it, and it will contain 4 parts. So we'll run each one of them one by one. And next move to each cucumber costs 3.25 doubloons. What is that? So let me show you. Let's search out what is this doubloons. Okay, okay, here we. So doubloons is a Spanish currency, and it is equivalent to some kind of gold. Yeah, it's really good currency. Oh, it's a pretty richy currency. So we're gonna say that each cucumber costs 3.25 doubloons. So we create a variable called cucumber, and each cucumber costs 3.25 doubloons. By the way, if I'm pronouncing doubloons is wrong, please let me in the comment section. So price of each cucumber, what? We create another variable called price per cucumber, and it is equivalent to 3.25 doubloons. So let's run it. So here we create 2 variables. Now let's move to the third part and see, I think, some price. Okay, let's run it again. See, let's move to the third part, and they're saying, so create a new variable called total cost, and that will hold the total cost of each cucumber multiplication by price of cucumber. So 5 multiplication 3.25 doubloons. So let's create another variable called total cost equal to cucumber multiplication cucumber. So let's run it. So here we move to the fourth part. Oh, something is wrong. We are not doing it. Again, it's price. It's price. So let's run it again, and probably this time there's no error. So let's move to the next one, and they're saying that print that total cost. So let's print total cost. So let's run it. See, it output the total cost is 16.25 doubloons. So let's move to the next problem, and next problem is related to 2 type of divisions. So initially they explained what are 2 type of divisions and how we handle them. So let's directly move to the. So they're saying that you have come home from the grocery store with 100 cucumber and split among yourself and 5 roommates, means total 6 people. So create a variable cucumber that hold 100 and number of people that hold 6. So we're gonna create 2 variable cucumber and number of people. Say cucumber equivalent to what? 100 and number people equivalent to 6. So let's run it and move to the next one. And the next one, they're saying create a variable called whole cucumber per person. So here we're going to create another variable called whole cucumbers, and that hold the division of cucumber with the number of people. So let's create a variable cucumber per person equivalent to cucumbers, division, what number of people. Let's run it and see. Move to the next one, and the next one they're saying something different, and here we have to print the float per cucumber. Means this way we calculate the whole value of cucumber each person gonna get. We are not saying that this person gonna get 2.35 cucumber as example. This whole per cucumber do what? This way we create that how many cucumber in a whole number or integral each person gonna get. And the next one is float per person, through which we're gonna get what is the exact quantity of cucumber each person gonna get. It could be something different. We'll try it. Okay, so let's create a variable called float cucumber per person. So it is equivalent to cucumber, and then we say division float person, and let's run it. I'm gonna explain why I'm using this float. Oh, number of person, people, it's a people again, people. So it will output the exact amount. Now in this fourth part they are saying print that float per person. So let me copy and paste it in the print one, Control C, and let's run it. Say print this, and let's run it again. So here we got the exact cucumber that each person gonna get. So we are using that float because this way we get the exactly result in a float form. So instead you can also do one thing is that if you want to try, you will put that float to the variable called cucumbers, then you will get that result. So you can do anything about it. So let's move to the hint section and see what they are saying about it. So they are saying that you can do it by using float in the numerator. By the way, we are using in the denominator, so anything you can do it right now. So this way we get the exact amount of cucumber that each person gonna get. So let's move to the next one. It's 11th problem, and they're talking about multi-line string. So how do we gonna get multi-line string? And it's really good. By the way, when we are talking about a particular string, we'll put the string within single quotation mark and it will run. But in case of multi-line string, we're gonna do what? We'll put that particular or multi-line of a string within 3 double quotation mark or single. So here there's a variable called haiku. So let's create a variable called haiku, and we'll put it equivalent to triple times double quotation mark, and let's put the string between these two. So what is the string? The old pond, a frog, and the pop. So let's copy it and let's paste them. So here there's a one line, next one, and next one. Let's run it. So here we have 3 lines. So next run it, and probably I know that I'm gonna get some kind of error. See, because you can't even access that, there's a one single extra space, you'll get some kind of error. So here we expect that is a down over here, and let's run it again. So this time it is working, or if not, I don't know. Okay, no, it's not working. So let's copy paste from here. Let's copy that particular string, triple line string, and paste it over here, and let's run it and see whether it is working or if not. So move to the, see, it is working. So probably we are committing some kind of mistake. Must be like we including that particular single space after that comma. So it could be happen because it is pretty character sensitive. So if you're trying to run it particularly that kind of error, you can too get it. So in that case, the right thing is that whether choose the hint portion or try to see what the kind of error they are saying. So let's move to the next problem. Here in the next one, they're talking about booleans. So in the booleans, they explain something and they say we have to put true or false. So without wasting time, let's move to the instruction, and in the instruction says that read the comments that create a variable called age12. So means we read first these comments. So comments are saying, hey, I'm Maria, I live in script.py, and I'm expert Python coder. So we all guys are. So I'm 21-year-old and I plan to program cool stuff forever. So let's now went to the question saying create a variable called age is 12. Let's create that variable. So by the way, Maria is saying that she's 21-year-old, so it's false. So let's run it and move to the next part. In the next part, they're saying create a variable called name is Maria. So let's copy and paste it that variable. and paste it and set it equal to true or false depending if a person name is Maria. Yes, her name is Maria. Say true. Let's run it again. So it is working. Let's move to next one, and next one is related to value error. So value error. So here they explain each and everything what could be the value error. Then they ask the question. So question is here in the instruction. It says create a variable called product and contain the result of multiplication of these two variables. So variable product equivalent to float 1 multiplication float 2. Let's run it. Yeah, it is coming. So here in the next, so working. So next one they're saying create a string called big string, and that big string is big string equivalent to what? Product of x was, and where x is the product. So we are saying string is equivalent to, so let me copy from here and paste it here, saying see, and x is what? X is the product. So I'll do something. So now they are saying that we have to put that value of the product in that string. So how are we gonna do that? For that we're gonna use addition and say string, because we can only add to a string, not a number with a string. So we are putting that string and say product, and let's run it. See, it is working. If not, see, yeah, there's something. Product was 10. What's wrong with this? And it's a big string. We have created big string. So let's look up to the solution whether it is. So give me the solution of this exercise, and here they are saying it is the solution. So solution is that they are creating a product variable, and almost each and everything they are doing same, but there's a one thing we are putting that this particular string without a space, but here there's a one space is coming. So that could be the error that we are committing. So remember, it's pretty character sensitive. So let's run it again and see it is working. So let's move to the next problem. There's one more thing, guys. The solution is need to be your last option, not the first option. Firstly, check out the hint and try to run code by yourself. Don't directly jump to the solution and just do this. So the last one is that it consists most of the thing that we already discussed in previous questions, and here we're gonna try out each one of them one by one. So they're saying that let's apply that concept and learn more. Say create a variable called skill completed. Let me copy that and paste it and set it equivalent to Python syntax. Say equivalent to Python syntax, and let's run it. Oh, here we put the. Now let's run it and move to the next problem. And here they're saying that, oh, what's wrong with this? Oh, it's so skill. Oh, sorry, I just saying kill. Now run it. Okay, here we go. In the next one, they're saying create a variable called exercise completed and set it equal to 13. So when we copy that and paste it over here and set it equivalent to 13, so means it is equivalent to 13, and then we create another variable point per exercise equivalent to 5. So let's move to the next part and say create a variable called point total, and point total is equivalent to 100. Next, point total equivalent to 100. So let's run it again. Next one is point update point total to be what it is before plus result of multiplication of exercise completed and points per exercise. So we're gonna say point total addition equivalent to what? Let's run it again. So here, so they're saying, so the next one is that add a comment above declaration. So here we're saying it's a variable, and let's run it. So it's all working, and then print the string to the console says I got X point. So I'll copy that string and I'll print it. Say print, within those print statement we'll put that string and let's run it. See some kind of error. I got, oh, X is the number. Now print and say I got, and within that string I'll put double quotation mark and close it over here, and again and say addition string and say point total. So this is how we add a string. First put a string number, then convert the number to a string, and again add a string. So again addition double quotation mark and end it with a quotation, and let's close it and let's run it. See, it's working. I got 165 points. So it is all working. So we almost done each and every question from first to the 14th. So we almost done the video. So this way we do almost each and every practical problem. And please try out by yourself at least one, because practicing gives you some kind of confidence. So it really makes your learning process pretty faster. If you guys have any question, feel free to put them in the comment section. I try my best to answer them. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.